How good is the best assassin, who carries only one bullet on every mission, because he doesn't even have to fire a second shot? This time the target was located 2,400 meters away, on a train traveling at a speed of up to 138 kilometers per hour. He calculated the wind speed, adjusted his magnifying glass, then licked his fingers and started looking for the best time to shoot. Just the moment Will was about to do it, an accident suddenly happened. A low grille was in the way of the bullet path, and the train's companions rushed to call a halt when they saw it. When the girl was pulled back by her mother, Will was given the order to shoot. Thereupon he counted the time and instantly pulled the trigger. The mission was over and the companion returned to the scene. The target was killed instantly, and the timing of the shot was simply perfect. But Will was tired of this endless life of killing. He was going to find time to apply for retirement from the CIA. The next day, Will takes his boat out for a fishing trip as usual. While refueling, he notices that the toll collector has changed to a pretty girl. The killer's keen senses make Will feel that something is not quite right. Arriving on the open sea, Will meets his old friend. The other man tells him that the target of yesterday's hunt was a top biologist, not a terrorist as the CIA claims. It looks like the CIA is definitely hiding something, but what the two men don't realize is that McCrae, the CIA's top man, is listening in on their every word. In order to prevent Will from discovering the truth, McCrae decides to strike first. On their way back, Will checks the boat and sure enough, he finds a bug. Will took the bug and questioned the toll collector if he was an agent sent by the CIA to spy on him, but the other guy acts like an innocent sheep and keeps saying that he's just a work study student. To apologize, Will invites him for a drink, but Will brought not only flowers, but also the sister in the CIA identification. The girl can't pretend anymore, and she says she's codenamed Danny. It was sent to spy on Will. That night Will's old friend is killed, and there are a bunch of assassins lurking around. Hearing the alarm, Will woke up at the start, and with the cover of night, he easily took out the killers outside the door. The sniper in the distance was also quickly sent to meet God by him. Will then made his way to the docks, and looking at Danny still sleeping, Will knew the suicide had nothing to do with her. Just as Will went to start the speedboat, one of the assassins put a gun to Danny's head. As an agent, Danny was no slouch, and after a few rounds, she not only subdued the assassin, but also asked from the other side that the mastermind behind it was the CIA top brass, McCrae. This result Will is not surprised. For safety, he escaped to an island with Benny. An hour later, Will's friend Jack flew a seaplane and brought the two to Thailand. Just as Will was about to get some rest, a figure suddenly flashed outside the window. It was the killer catching up. How a top sniper deals with an unseen enemy. He stared at the reflection in the wire, calculated the angle of reflection, then fired 2 shots without looking back, directly forcing the enemy back. He then ducked behind a stone pillar and pulled out his big baby. Will first search with his red dot scope, and then locked onto the enemy with his 4X scope. Suddenly Will frowned. He realized that the enemy on the opposite side was as handsome as himself 30 years ago. Just when Will frowned, Tom shot. Will saw this and broke the chain and hid in Paradise Resort. Tom woke up right after him. After a volley of strafing, Will also throws a handmade at the women. Will grabbed a motorcycle and fled the area at speed. Soon after, Tom gave chase on his motorcycle as well. The two of them chased and fled, having a fast and furious race through the city center. Tom chased to the front and directly cracked Will's motorcycle. Immediately afterward, he turned around and crashed into Will. Will tried to stop the car to escape, but Tom was directly knocked out of the car. Just as he was about to kill, the police rushed over. Seeing this, Tom immediately fled the scene. Danny goes through DNA testing and realizes that Tom's genes are exactly the same as Will's, which means Tom is his clone. In order to lure the loci out, Will takes it upon himself to contact the CIA brass and ask them to bring Danny back. Will knows that they will definitely take this opportunity to send Tom to take himself out. Sure enough, Tom had just received Danny and threatened Will with Danny's life to show up. Soon after, Will, who was prepared for this, rushes over and subdues Tom, who tells the truth about the cloning. Tom can't accept this fact, and he quickly breaks free and escapes down the sewer. The next night, Tom arrives at Will's place and shoots bee venom at them. After seeing that the other man is allergic to bees like himself, he finally believes that he is Will's clone. Tom then pulls out the antidote and also pulls out the tracker that the CIA secretly implanted in Wool's backside. Now Tom has completely switched into Wool's camp, just as they were looking for a place to hide. Get out of the tunnel, Tom. Another assassin came after them, and Old King was blown up in the car because he didn't react. Immediately after that, the killers took out their heavy weapons. Do you know how the top sniper steel was getting at close range? He's not a bulletproof Superman, but he has a protagonist aura that's more anticlimactic than the body of steel. The killer ran out of 1,000 rounds of ammunition, and was surprisingly unharmed. Now it's their turn to fight back. Although the enemies were wearing bulletproof armor, with the aura of the protagonist, Wu was able to penetrate the armor with every shot. Soon they took out a large number of killers, but Danny was also shot through the thigh. To make matters worse, the two were running out of bullets in their guns. Seeing the killers surrounded, the two men decided to take the axe and try to break out. Tom arrived at the critical moment and took out all the enemies. Seeing this, McCrae sends out the ultimate assassin, who attacks the warehouse and instantly dispatches the three riles. Danny shoots at him but can't even break through his opponent's super strong bulletproof armor. The killer's fighting skills are so sharp that the two of them can't stop his attack with a team-up. Danny sees the opportunity to blow up the gasoline tank Will used, but the flames still couldn't kill him. Seeing that the killer is about to walk out of the fire, Tom picks up the high-explosive shotgun and fires several shots, finally hitting his bulletproof armor. Seeing the killer incapacitated, Will removes his mask. In the next second, all three people were stunned. This killer was actually Tom Jr. Now the grandchildren were all together. After looking at the two elders, Tom Jr. was completely disgusted. At this point, McCrae arrives at the warehouse and tells the three that he had wanted to use Will's genes to create a super special forces unit. These clones, stripped of their painful emotions, would be his most powerful weapon for world domination, but the biologist in charge of a cloning program tried to turn himself in, which is why McCrae asked Will to take care of him, worried that Will would turn against him when he found out the truth. McCrae ordered another decapitation, and upon hearing this, enraged, Will send McCrae straight to God.